Chapter 5, nutritional choices are powerful. Eating crappy food isn't a reward. It's a punishment. Drew Carey. With complete abandon, I was now eating mac and cheese with lobster, baked potatoes with gobs of sour cream and butter, and pasta dishes galore, and was frequently ordering the chef's special dessert when I ate out. I also topped that off with a glass or two of Cabernet. Food had never been an issue. I was formerly that annoying person who always had to ask the waiter where the food was raised, who tucked the chicken in at night, and if the apples were individually coddled when picked. However, now that I could not work out, I was frustrated and went to the comfort food aisle of the pantry. It was a toxic pudding of mixed feelings, topped off with a spectacular dollop of sugary fresh whipped cream, sprinkled with loveless chocolate chip cookie crumble. I was trying to quiet my chaos with food. You won't do this. Your TBI is enough of punishment, so I'm going to try and make this as easy as possible for you. There are enough books on food and diets to build a staircase to the moon and back. You needn't read any of them right now. I'm placing a list in this chapter so you can skip all the confusion and get to it. Maybe you've heard Eat the Rainbow. Just picture a beautiful field of amazing flowers representing all the colors of the rainbow and try to eat that bouquet every day. You know, I think about how I wrote this now, and I don't want you eating flowers. I want you eating a variety of different vegetables and fruits. Oh my goodness. One of the most important things to decide upon is how you're going to get this food to you. How's that going to happen? Are you comfortable in a store? Can you walk? Are you able to drive? If so, can you weather the storm of the chaotic environment there? Is there a small market that would be better? What can you order online? Initially, it might not be possible for you to shop in a store. Give in to that idea and ride with it. There are many companies that will not only deliver fresh, organic, GMO-free ingredients, but complete meals with the same quality. Is there someone nearby with whom you could share your grocery list? Are you a member of a church? Where are your former teammates? Is there a coworker whom you might ask for help? People really do love to help. We just hate to ask. So get over that and ask for help. There is someone who is just waiting to help you. There is. Even strangers. If you're having a difficult time coming up with someone, tell your doctor that you need assistance. Is there a great restaurant nearby that prepares great food? I understand that thinking in itself may be hard for you. You must consider this a part of your new training schedule. Eating properly is mandatory for success. If your body is not being given adequate fuel for recovery, do not expect the healing to occur quickly and optimally. I'm going to say that again because it's really important. Eating properly is mandatory for success. So do as I say, not as I did. If your body is not being given adequate fuel for recovery, do not expect healing to occur quickly and optimally. Give it to yourself the best opportunity. Eat right. Consider the options. Fresh is best. Local's phenomenal. Of course, if you live in Maine, lemons aren't local. However, I did discover that it is possible to have beautiful, organically grown fresh foods from many different farms from around the country, including certified, organically raised lemons. As an athlete, I bet you may have some protein drinks or nutritional systems at your disposal. Be aware that these may not be in your best interest at this time. The one thing that I would ask you to keep in mind is that your body is now in a state of shock, your brain is inflamed, and it needs a magnitude of specific things. Some prepackaged protein drinks may not be the best. Check the sugar content. Stay away if it contains added sugar. Sugar creates inflammation in the body. And you may know that not all sugars are the same. The sugar you receive when eating an apple comes along with the fiber and the water and the other things that make eating fruit different from eating foods with added sugar, right? Just remember to stay away from high fructose corn syrup and added sugars. Your brain is currently seeking relief from being inflamed. Bombarding your brain with elements that create more inflammation is not helpful. Your body needs protein now. So some protein supplemental products can be very helpful. Just be sure to check on the origin of the ingredients, their purity, and the manufacturer. You can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong with fresh vegetables and a salad as big as your head, as my good friend Dave would say. That's Dave Parisi. Put a handful of protein on and you're good to go. Protein, fiber, fresh ingredients, and beneficial nutrients are key. The inclusion of fiber in your diet is important right now for stimulating the vagus nerve, which in turn helps to enhance your brain functions, according to some scientific reports. It's also most important for assisting in proper food digestion. In order to reduce the inflammation, I recommend once again that you pay attention to the quality of the foods you purchase. This matters. If you're ingesting toxins, you're not helping calm the storm that's making your head hurt and your body swell. You're sabotaging your body's efforts to rebuild itself. So don't eat unclean food. If you're eating farm-raised fish that has grown up eating the poop of the other fish, well, do you want that in your body? Here is perhaps another frightening thought for some of you. You're going to eat fat, good fats, and enough of them. This will help decrease your inflammation, rebuild your brain, and control the dysfunction within your body. Your brain needs fat. There are companies that offer fresh, wild-caught fish. High doses of omega-3 DHA is what your brain and body require. Ask your doctor what amounts they recommend. I was told more than the recommended dose on the bottle is preferred when healing my head injury. And I have to say at this point, I'm going to say that our body needs fat. And you can get a blood test done to break down the types of fat you have. And you can see what types of fat you may be lacking. Did you know that when you hurt your brain, it affects your gut? According to the brain-gut connection published online by Johns Hopkins University, our brain and our enteric nervous system, when functioning, allow our body to use the food we ingest optimally. When you have a brain injury, your digestive abilities are compromised, and you may have difficulty in maintaining the weight that was at one time never a consideration. Your body may be a bit confused right now, but when you make the right choices, you can push through this to success. Just remember that although choosing the right food is important, preparing it so as to not dilute or destroy its healing potential, its nutrient content, and detoxifying fiber is equally important. Food preparation, cooking in particular, can be a bother in general. Yeah, especially if you're not a fan of cooking. However, there's good news. Eating fruits and veggies raw can provide more benefits than when not cooked, with the exception of some foods, which is not what this book is about. Just think about the time and effort involved. You may not be feeling your best currently. Tell yourself that it is a quick prep for cooking foods gently. Steaming helps eliminate the chance of turning your cooking oil into a toxic, rancid element. Who knew it took less time to do the best thing for yourself? Cutting up veggies and roasting them is easy. Remember that avocado oil is a great choice to use when cooking with high temperatures. It can withstand the heat. Cooking too long destroys that advantage, so learn to eat differently if need be, and tell yourself it's a great new food adventure. Now that's positive self-talk. Making a salad may be tedious, but try to remind yourself that this is one of the best ways to nourish your body. Raw foods provide powerful nutrients and fiber. Make enough for 2 and then eat for 1. You will then have some left over for another meal. Positive self-talk pays off. Bonus: a baked sweet white potato is already prepped for the oven. What you're cooking on or in is really important too. If you use non-stick cookware, it's not likely to serve you well, as the coating, depending upon the manufacturer, can leach toxins into your food. The non-stick cookware, some of it. Hopefully by this time of my reading, they've changed that up, but it's not entirely true yet. And this is the same thing that can happen with some canned foods. After you've gone to all the trouble to purchase wonderful produce, don't ruin it in the preparation phase of your meal. There are many different types of safe cookware that you can research. As of writing this, I discovered that one of the safest cooking pans is that ugly old cast iron skillet that your mom may have given you as you set up your first kitchen. I use a ceramic pot often and have stainless steel pots. And then I post an article URL here that I will put down below. So here are some suggestions to get started quickly. For the first 60 days, I want you to eliminate all dairy, wheat, grains, and everything similar unless labeled gluten-free. After 60 days, you may begin to add in one food category at a time, a week at a time. The 60-day period will not only help your body accelerate your detoxification process, but will also help you establish a preference for healthier foods, aid in the elimination of previous bad eating habits, and help you to replace former less healthy preferences with good choices. It's commonly agreed upon that it takes 30 days to create a habit and approximately the same amount of time to break a habit. It also takes on average this long to detoxify your body. Drinking adequate amounts of water aids in this process. Therefore, 60 days will set you up for success. When you gradually reintroduce foods, you may discover that you no longer have a taste for them or that they do not agree with your body. This is a fantastic opportunity to experiment. Just another gift from your TBI. Everything you eat should be as free of toxins as possible. Buy all protein, fruits, and vegetables locally grown and raised when possible. And remember to wash everything thoroughly. To be clear, eat only non-GMO organically grown fruits and vegetables. Sometimes you can find these in the frozen food section of your grocery store, although you can also find vegetables in the frozen food section of your grocery store that come from China. There's no need to get anything that comes from China as a fruit or a vegetable. Be aware that the little green and white circle that says organic does not ensure that there are no pesticides there. Granted, there are not a lot. The grower must meet certain requirements to be able to display this. But why get this far and not go all the way? Wash everything well. You're used to finishing your competitions, and this is the biggest challenge for you to date. Wash all fruits and vegetables well. Have I emphasized this enough? Okay, here's a shopping list of sorts to get you started, and I am not going to read that. I will post that below. I know that this may seem overwhelming to you at first, but it really isn't. If you empty out everything in your kitchen that is not healthy, and usually it's those packages of prepared foods with a list as long as your arm of the preservatives, you know, the red dye number 3, get rid of the candy, just take it all out. Only leave things in your pantry that are going to serve you. I'd like to encourage you to see the possibilities here. I used my computer to inspire me to create and try many new food combinations. One of my favorite things to do is to put in the search bar the names of the ingredients that I have on hand and see what pops up for possibilities. My brain injury led me down a wonderful path of new food combination discoveries. I would also like to point out that if it's not in the cupboard or in the fridge, I don't have any temptations. I hope that you understand that in order to provide your brain with an expeditious route to recovery, you must take good care in making food choices. You may be tempted, as I was, to engage in eating foods that are not supportive to healing. Your body and mind can play tricks on you. You have options. There are choices. There are also temptations. I know that when I know why I'm doing something, it makes it easier to do. Hopefully, you're becoming clear as to what choices are best and why this is a way to get you where you want to go. Your body and your head are depending upon you to use what's best to promote your recovery. Don't let yourself down. You can do this.